a $200 per month raise for all Social Security beneficiaries, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, and SSI, encompassing well over 70 million beneficiaries. But how much would this actually cost? That's a really good question. And again, what I want to focus on for you here in the video, as this has been in the headlines quite a bit lately, a potential $200 raise. Let's get into the details. All right, as I just alluded to, the infamous $200 per month raise that we've heard about so many times over the last few years. Well, this is yet again circling around in the headlines, and I want to focus on it for you here in the video because this is something that a lot of people really, really need. In fact, as of recently here, if you've been watching some of my videos, I've actually said it's taken them so long to get this $200 per month raise actually passed and approved for the beneficiaries that actually need it. Because of inflation and rapidly rising prices, I feel like $200 should actually probably be more like $300, $350, maybe even $400 now. So because it's taken them so incredibly long to do anything here for the fixed income beneficiaries, I feel like, hey, we've got to adjust this to the real cost of living. $200 raise honestly wouldn't even cut it anymore for the vast majority of people. Don't get me wrong, it would certainly help. It'd be very, very beneficial for a lot of people, but that $200 has been whittled away because of all the rapidly rising prices over the last 3.5 years or so. Therefore, the $200 has also eroded in purchasing power. Anyway, this is my opinion on that. It should be about $300 to $400, but it's still at the $200, okay? Now, here's the thing. I do get questions about this on a fairly regular basis, maybe not every day that I see, but I definitely get questions about this every single week. And again, what I want to focus on for you here in the video, because yes, this is still out there and I still see it on a fairly regular basis in the headlines, and I want to bring it to you here in this video, okay? But here's the big question. Again, has anybody figured this out? I'm sure that you in this community have, but I'm saying any of these officials, any of these people that look at the numbers behind this and, the people that are in charge of approving these types of things, have they looked at the real numbers behind this as far as what would something like this really cost? Well, that's what I want to shake out for you here in this video. Now, let's look at some different numbers here. As of right now, according to Social Security, there's well over 72.5 million people receiving Social Security every single month administered by the Social Security Administration. It's a lot of people. However, for easy rounding purposes and easy mathematics here, let's just round it to 70 million people, okay? But here's the thing as well. I want to throw this quick rebuttal out there. Does everybody receiving Social Security or any type of benefit from the Social Security Administration, do they all need a $200 raise? The simple answer is, in my opinion, no, not a chance, right? Why? Do you think the guy getting $3,500, $4,000 a month needs a $200 raise? I don't think so. Sorry, guys. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. They'd probably gladly take it, but do they need it? There's a big difference between need and want. I'll tell you this much. There's a lot of things I want. Do I need them? Nope. But I still want them, right? I don't need a lot of stuff. A lot of us don't need a lot of stuff, but we want a lot of things, right? Anyway, big difference there. Okay, so anyway, let's just assume that this were to be approved for everybody, 70 million people, okay? And again, I think if they were to do something like this, in my opinion, what I would do is really, really shave that down to just the lowest income beneficiaries, encompassing maybe like 20 million people, but that's just my take on it. The lowest income people is where I'd focus this. I definitely would not focus this on the higher income beneficiaries because they don't need it. That's the problem. So anyway, let's just assume that it goes out to everybody. 70 million people all get a $200 per month raise. Okay, cool. But what does it cost? Okay, let's run some math on it. $200 a month at 70 million people is $14 billion a month is what this would cost if every single person, 70 million people in this example here, were to get $200 a month more. $14 billion more coming out of Social Security to send out to the beneficiaries. Can they afford it? Yeah, absolutely they can. 100%. Social Security, as of right now, has about $2.7+ trillion in the trust fund, and they're bringing in more and more money every single month because of Social Security payroll taxes. They've got plenty of money. They can certainly afford that, right? However, that's just a month. $14 billion a month. Okay, but what is that annualized on for the entire year? It's $168 billion for the entire year. $14 billion a month for 70 million people is, again, $200 a month for these individuals. That comes out to be $168 billion for the year. Okay, now we're kind of talking, some big money here, $168 billion. Can Social Security afford that? Yes, 100% they can. Will it cause insolvency sooner? Yep, unless they do something about it to bring in more money to Social Security that they can also distribute to the beneficiaries, it would cause insolvency sooner, okay? Now, to put that in perspective as well, this would also cost $1.68 trillion over a 10-year period of time, okay? Now this is talking about some big money. $168 billion on a yearly basis and $1.68 trillion on a decade basis, right? Every 10 years. Okay, now we're talking about some serious money, right? When we talked about it on a monthly basis, $14 billion, it's like, it's not a big deal. Who cares? It's $14 billion, right? They blow $14 billion on the dumbest things out there. I'm sure they could find $14 billion to help out some seniors and people with disabilities. Not a big deal, right? Okay, so that's assuming that everybody gets a $200 raise. But going back to what I said earlier, what if we just gave this to, I don't know, the lowest income, say 20, let's just say 30 million people. I think 30 million, in my honest opinion, would be a high number if we just focused a $200 raise on the lowest income beneficiaries. But let's just say 30 million just because, okay? Let's just round some really kind of out there numbers, okay? Okay, now let's look at it. We got 30 million people, and if they were to approve a $200 per month raise for these 30 million people, that would be 2 times 3 is 6. $6 billion. Sorry, it's just speaking out loud as I was calculating that, okay? That's why I said two times 3. Sorry. That's just how I run math in my head as I talk. But anyway, $6 billion, okay? $6 billion is what that would cost on a monthly basis. Okay, now what would that cost on an annualized basis? That would be $72 billion for the entire year. Not bad. We've literally just saved, what is the math? $96 billion. Yeah, $96 billion they would have saved. I think my math is right on that. Yeah, I think my math is right on that. I could be off by a little bit. They just saved basically 96, is my math? Yeah, 96. Sorry, I'm questioning myself now. $96 billion if they were to just focus this on the bottom 30 million beneficiaries that receive the lowest income benefits. We went from 168 billion and 14 billion a month and 1.68 trillion in a decade down to 6 billion in a month and 72 billion in a year and 720 billion in a decade's period of time, right? Not bad. I mean, we've just saved a ton of money. We saved nearly $1 trillion, $960 billion over the course of an entire decade, just if they sent it out to the lowest income people. So do you see some of the flaws in the plan? I mean, here's the thing. Flaw number one would be if they were to approve a $200 per month raise. Number one, it definitely 100% does not need to go to every beneficiary. That'd be a major mistake in my opinion. However, sending it out to the lowest income beneficiaries, encompassing, say, 30 million people, in my opinion, at the most, probably realistically less than that, this would dramatically increase the livelihoods and the lifestyles and, just everything about the beneficiaries that'd be getting this. They'd have the finances. It would cost significantly less. Again, in this example, only $6 billion a month, $72 billion a year. It's not that much, right? If they were to do this, it would not be that hard for them to drum up an extra $72 billion of income in a year to pay for it. They really wouldn't be that hard. I mean, think about it. The entire workforce in this country is about 285 million people. 285 million people out there working, and guess what they're doing? They're paying Social Security payroll taxes, 12.4%, 6.2% by the employee, 6.2% by the employer, 12.4%. It wouldn't be that hard to get an extra $72 billion a year out of 285 million people that are working. I mean, I'm not saying to jack up taxes on these people. What I'm saying is it wouldn't be that hard to figure out, right? Here's the thing as well. I said this before earlier many months ago, which is this. Last year, the Social Security Trust Fund received or collected a 2.4% return on nearly $3 trillion in the trust fund. I'm going to say this much. That is a terrible return. They lost money because of inflation. A 2.4% return on nearly $3 trillion? I'm sorry. Whoever they've got managing their money is doing a terrible job. They should be fired. That's a really bad job. You could have gone to any savings account at any hole-in-the-wall bank for the last couple of years here and gotten a 4, 4.25, 4.5, even 5% interest rate on any money deposited at just any Joe Blow bank out on the corner. And they got 2.4%. They literally lost money last year because of how they had this money invested. Terrible, right? So let's just say that they got a better return. Let's just say that they got a 4.8%, doubled their return, or 5%. Wouldn't be that hard to figure out. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that can not do much and figure out how to get a 5% return on nearly $3 trillion. They could figure that out in their sleep. It's not that hard. I could tell them exactly what to do. If they were to do that, they would drum up significantly more than $72 billion to pay for this. And again, that's on the high end. In my opinion, they wouldn't even need $72 billion because not even 30 million people would need a $200 per month raise. It would just be the lowest income seniors, the lowest income people with disabilities, the lowest income SSI beneficiaries, SSDI, retirement beneficiaries, survivors, spousal beneficiaries. This would be massively helpful for the people that would get it. It would not cost that much money. It would be so easy to get this money because you literally just invest the money a little bit better, and they just printed money, literally printed money because they invested the money a little bit better, rather than just having it sit there and get a really, really bad interest rate, right? There's so many ways to do this and so many easy ways to pay for it. It's like a no-brainer in my opinion. But anyway, I wanted to break down the numbers here for you as well because, again, I've seen this in the headlines so many times, and I feel like it's a great plan, but it's also flawed at the same time. Trying to sell this as a $200 per month raise to every Social Security beneficiary is, in my opinion, a really bad idea. Why? By the way, for 2025, the maximum benefit is over $5,000. Does somebody getting a $5,000 monthly benefit really need an extra $200 a month? Absolutely not. Definitely not, right? That would not be a good idea, again, in my opinion. They don't need it, right? Same thing goes with somebody getting $4,000 plus a month. Probably the same thing goes with somebody getting $3,000 plus a month. They just don't need an extra $200 a month, right? But how about the person getting, I don't know, a $900 monthly benefit? Absolutely. Give them $200 a month or bump their benefit up to the federal poverty line. How about the person getting $1,200? Absolutely. Give them more, right? $200. How about the person getting, I don't know, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600? Yeah, for sure, right? So that's kind of where the gray area comes in, is where do you draw the line? Again, I don't know the answer where you draw the line, but I know for a fact somebody getting less than, say, $2,200, $2,400 a month in monthly benefits probably needs an extra $200 a month on their monthly benefit just to help make ends meet right now because of the rapidly rising prices and all the inflation we've been dealing with for the last few years here, and prices are still very elevated, and unfortunately that's digging into these benefits massively for the beneficiary. Anyway, do you want me to stop ranting? Okay, good, because I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that helps. But again, I just want to run through this. Again, I could literally sit here and talk about this for hours because, like, does anybody run the numbers on this stuff? It's so easy. You literally saw me run the numbers here. As I was talking, I was calculating. It's not that hard to figure out, right? I mean, it's super, super easy math here. Anybody can figure this stuff out. Not hard to figure out the pay-fors on this stuff, and it would help out seniors. It would help out beneficiaries in a massive way. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button down there, only if you haven't done so. Thank you so much. Also, can you think of one or two people that would benefit from this information here in the video or any other 5,000 plus videos here on the channel? If so, will you please share this video with them? Big share button down below, totally free to do so. Otherwise, any other videos here on the channel, please feel free to share those as well. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Just want to do what I can for you. Otherwise, subscribe down below, totally free to do so. Big thumbs up button. And check out the other videos here on the channel. The thousands in the video library, the popular videos have hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now showing up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos there. Take your selection now. Enjoy your day. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again later.